response lang ba?
Okay, nandito po tayo at yun to kayo, no? Okay, for example, maging unconstitutional. Ha? Tingin ko parang unconstitutional. Binabasa ko na lang yung
Talagang, hindi tingin. Talagang yun ang mangyayari.
Okay, maging unconstitutional. Oh, ano gagawin ng MILF ngayon? Siyempre, what choice? Mag-aaklas ulit.
Ito, eksaktong-eksakto what happened to Yugoslavia.
They have laid the predicate.
Ito ang maliwanag. Salamization and Balkanization of Mindanao.
Tama ba ako? And I've said this many times to my father. We have provided, and I'm addressing this to the government panel, we have given the MILF the very documentary evidence that once we are not able to give to them their request, these are the very documents which they will use to file in the United Nations in order for them to seek self-determination.
Correct.
By
Maliwanag
using the signed documents
Correct.
to aspire for self-determination. Tayo na mismong nagbigay ng bala para sa, ipukol para sa atin.
Correct.
Under the principle of self-determination.
Very clear yun, nato kayo. Saka plus, ang nakakatawa dito, try to analyze itong grupo ng nag-handle ng negotiation. Who are these people? Ferrer, my friend Bacani.
Okay.
Kung makikita, mababackground check mo lang kung sino-sino mga link nito, kung ano mga interest ito, matatakot ka eh.
Alam mo, partner, ha? Malaki ang respeto ko sa Universidad ng Pilipinas kasi nakapag-aral din ako dyan. Pero hindi lahat talaga matatalino.
Hindi lang sa matatalino.
Kasi yung iba, puro lang theoretical, puro academics lang, pero kulang sa practical
ang nagiging problema natin ngayon, marami ng disusi ngayon.
Okay.
So, kung anong sasabihin ng power behind the scene, yun ang mangyayari. Try to analyze it. Hindi ba?
And then the worst part, partner, I don't know if you agree with me, the next administration, tali na yung kamay. Kasi tinulak na natin ang susunod na administration to a corner na these are just the talking points. You accept it or not. Because any deviation from this will mean a resumption ng gulo. Dito ako nalulungkot. Bakit? Wala silang, in that sense, historical title to claim a Bangsa Moro. Kasi silang, di ba, ang MILF ang nagkiklaim na sila ang nangunguna eh. Sila ang Bangsa Moro, di ba? Actually, dapat sa kanila, Bangsa MILF eh. Because sila lang
ang nightmare dyan, Tukayo, no? We're signing contracts.
Precisely.
Paano mong babaguhin yan kung nakapirma na yung presidente ng Pilipinas?
And I would like to say that an unconstitutional contract cannot bind the next administration.
Correct.
I hope you realize this. And that's why we have here Abe, because sa tingin ko between the MNLF, I'm sorry to some friends in the MNLF and even the MILF, the entitlement should come based on historical, territorial, diplomatic.
Sultanate talaga.
Ang sultanate po ang
Meron lang
alas
binding.
ng Pilipinas that should not be squandered.
Correct.
And we are squandering this political capital. Hindi M16 dapat ang ginagamit dyan sa Mindanao. Kung hindi, kung sino yung mga tunay na titulo.
In fact, Eric, if we look back at history, the Sultanate of Sulu can play an important role.
Correct.
Because there are many countries who signed with him treaties from 16 up to 18 that are still sovereign power. For instance, in the issue of Spratly Islands. Now, doon sa pinirmahan ng Sultanate of Sulu with the Ming Dynasty, meron doon provision not to intervene in the internal affairs of one state. Because that treaty was a non-interference in the status of a non-interference agreement. Now, also with the United States of America. Kaya nga natatakot, I agree with you. Although, I must be happy because I am a Muslim. But I agree with you, sapagkat nangyari ito noong 1992 when the United Nations ordered the Soviet Union to disintegrate itself.
Yes.
What happened? Because these countries, Christian, Ukraine, and many others, were annexed by Soviet Union in 1931. Sudo with Mindanao, Sulu, and Palawan were incorporated without the signature of the Sultans of Lanao, Sultans of Maguindanao, and the Sultan of Sulu. Na sabi niya, papayag na kami that our countries that our former sovereign entities will be incorporated into one. Now, in 1992, 2002, the United Nations formulated, approved a resolution mandating for decolonization of decolonized people. Ito nga ang, I agree with you.
Ito hindi ko maintindihan eh. The Kiram family, the entire clan, is the political ace of the Republic of the Philippines. It is a political, diplomatic, and historical ace card that should not be squandered. But it is what the government is doing. It is talking to other rebel groups which has no historical title at all.
Not only that, Tukayo,
Diba?
pati ang mga kirams, dinidivide eh.
Pinag-aaway-away
Kaya
sila.
dapat talaga, at this point in time na meron
Pag-isahin
tayong bagong
sila.
sultan, Tukayo,
Pag-isahin sila.
dapat kailangan i-unite niya na to once and for all para malaman kung sino talaga among them ang talaga nasa bloodline.
Yun ang kinakatakutan ng Malaysia.
Ayun. Hindi lang ng Malaysia. Pati yung mga ibang vested interest.
Because if we speak about the bloodline, this was already legally determined in 1939.
Correct.
When the British Sessions Court, no less than the British Sessions Court, Eric, promulgated the decision identifying the real and rightful heirs of Sultan Jamalul Kiram II.
Abe, has the OPAP talked to you? Has the OPAP talked to the Kiram clan, the Sultanate,
And other stakeholders.
or
Wala
other
eh.
stakeholders? Or sabihin nila, kanino ba yan? OPAP ba yan? OPAP na MNLF? O sige, kausapin niya. Itong MNLF na hindi OPAP, hindi natin kausapin. Parang ganon.
Pag hindi lang tinanong mo, Eric, hindi na ako magsasalita eh. Because I'm repeating back history during this tunnel. When Malacanang said that the letter sent by the Sultanate of Sulu was lost in a bureaucratic maze.
Okay.
Sapagkat on June 28, 2010, that is a month na umupo si Presidente, ang Sultanate of Sulu po ay nagpadala ng official communication.
Yes.
Embodying three resolutions. Number one, informing respectfully the President na ang Sultanate of Sulu will conduct continued consultation with the people of Sulu on their stand regarding the Sabah issue.
Okay.
Number two, na nakaligtaan pag-usapan o gawing annex in the ongoing MILF-RP peace talks na ang sabi ng Sultanate of Sulu, there is a need through executive order for the creation of the Sabah Refugee Commission.
Yes.
Because there are 1.3 million Filipinos in Sabah.
Okay.
And half of them are undocumented.
Okay.
Now, these are not illegal migrants or workers.
Yes.
These are victims of the Mindanao conflict. When Malaysia opened the door of Sabah in 1974, kayong mga taga Mindanao ay pumunta kayo dito affected by Mindanao conflict. In the guise na paniwalain, we are saving you from the man-made disasters being brought about by the Philippine government. And number three is informing the President na ang karapatan binigay ng Sultan of Sulu in 1962 ay inirevoke at winidraw na ni late Sultan Punjungan Sultan Jamalul Kiram III at ni Present Reigning Sultan Ismail Kiram para kung sakali mag-usap sila ni Najib, the President can diplomatically inform Najib na Mr. Prime Minister, the Philippine government is no longer bound by the act of the Sultan of Sulu, considering na yung special power of authority was revoked in 1980.
Di ba sinabi ng Malacanang, pinag-aaralan pa nila yung Sabah issue hanggang ngayon?
Pero wala kaming natatanggap na,
Ano sabi nila?
walang note na natatanggap ang Sultanate of Sulu.
Bakit kailangan pa nilang pag-aralan? Kulang ba sila sa ano?
In fact, I cannot find a reason to justify, to find the validity of the claim. Samantala, your late father, Senator Espina, advised President Macapagal in 1950. President Diosdado Macapagal, Congressman Arthur, sinabi na ang lahat-lahat.
Abe, I will not go further. All Malacanang has to do is open GR number 187167 dated August 16, 2011. And this is a very famous unbanked decision of the Supreme Court. Merlin
Magalona.
Okay.
I remember
Written by Justice Carpio. Very clearly.
I remember
Okay. Statutory claim over Sabah under RA 5446 retained. This is what the Supreme Court said. Petitioner's argument for the invalidity of RA 9522 for its failure to textualize the Philippines' claim over Sabah in North Borneo is also untenable. Okay, Section 2 of RA 5446 did not repeal, keeps open the door for drawing the baselines of Sabah. Here is the most important part. Section 2, the definition of the baselines of the territorial sea of the Philippine archipelago as provided in this act is without prejudice to the delineation of the baseline of the territorial sea around the territory of Sabah, situated in North Borneo, over which the Republic of the Philippines has acquired dominion and sovereignty. So, Mr. President and Malacanang, what do you need to study if there is already a Supreme Court decision?
Yes.
Kaya nga sabi sa'yo, pagdating ng Supreme Court ito, yali na naman to.
Ano ba kailangan pag-aralan? I will ask you, sa tingin ninyo, kayo naman meron naman tayo kahit konti, may pinag-aralan tayo lahat dito.
Opo.
Anong nararamdaman ninyo pag sinasabi nilang pinag-aaralan pa natin?
Niloloko eh.
Yun na nga sabi ko sa'yo. Niloloko tayo.
As you have said,
Oh,
they are graduate of laws at the University of the Philippines,
okay.
at the Ateneo de University,
Oo.
La Salle University,
Oo.
and all prominent universities in the
Oo.
Philippines.
Oo.
Samantala tayo, ganito lang, pero nakaka-understand by using our common sense.
Yes.
Correct.
The common sense that is
The
not
law
so
of
common.
common sense.
Yeah.
The law of common sense.
Oh, that is not so
Enough.
common for many of them. Iba yung may tinitignan, iba yung may tinititigan.
Yes,
Diba?
I agree.
Correct,
I agree.
Oo. So, what are now the plans? What is the group of, if I might say, the TAUSUG nation, if I could use even that word, or the Filipino TAUSUGs, what position should they now take in terms of, maganda kasi pakinggan yung peace process eh. It's like saying, do you want to fall in love? Who doesn't want to fall in love? Who doesn't want to have peace? But at what cost?
Every day, Eric,
Iba?
to be candid and honest, many leaders,
Oo.
both the MNLF, the NGOs, and civil society group,
Okay.
tumatawag sa atin.
Okay.
Sabi niya, Abi, kumusta ang laro dyan? Ang tawag nila laro.
Laro.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Very clear naman.
Oh,
Laro talaga.
laro dyan.
Sa media, SS.
Oh.
Okay. Sige,
Oo.
sige. Okay.
Sabi ko, bakit naman?
Okay.
Sabi niya, we would like to inform you that the Tausug people, both in Basilan, Suluan, Tawi-Tawi, are gearing up for a big event. But this will be done through peaceful means.
Okay.
Oo. So sabi ko, anong klaseng peaceful means? Now, we will be holding summit, sabi niya,
Okay.
to register our opposition.
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
whether, sabi niya, Malacanang or Congress will approve it, but we will clearly provide copies of that of opposition to the United Nations and the Organization of Islamic
Correct,
Countries.
correct.
Kaya nga, nakikita natin, walang representante ang Organization of Islamic Countries
Yes.
because the statement of Norm Miswari saying that he is the only sole BANGSA Moro person
Okay.
recognized in the OIC ay napatutuhanan sa walang OIC observer sa peace talks na ito.
Yes.
Mm.
Oo.
So, pangatlo, iba pa, is because sabi nila, if this will be postro, yun ang sinabi ko sa iyo, natatakot ako, we will now submit, sabi na, a decolonization approach
Yes.
over the archipelago of Sulu
Correct.
by invoking all treaties signed by the Sultanates of Sulu and any foreign nations, including those that, 3 international treaties violated by the Pinoy administration.
Naaawa ako sa mga Filipino TAUSUGs eh. Kasi parang ano sila dito, para bang ginano lang sila eh.